The BMA have been very clear that they reject ACAS's offer to host talks. My focus right now is getting the NHS through these 5 days of strike action and then to help the service through what will be a very challenging few weeks at what is always the peak time, and this year is even more challenging for the service. I've never shut the door to the BMA. I'm not like my Conservative predecessors who were unprepared to meet. So give people a bit of a chance after this round of strikes is over to take stock, decompress, come back in the first week of January and get round the table again and see if we can start 2026 off on a better foot with the resident doctors.
How far from agreement would you say you are?
Well, look, ahead of these strikes, I did everything I could to stop them from going ahead, and not just in terms of the 28.9% pay rise we gave when we first came in, or the jobs offer, but even the day before the strike, seeing even if at the 11th hour we could stop them. The talks were constructive but not successful. I think where we are is in a position where the BMA is actually very supportive of lots of the things we want to do on jobs, but on pay they are demanding an extra 26% on top of what we've already given. That is not a figure that we can afford, but we will get round the table with them again in the new year. I do want to end this dispute. I don't want us to be locked in a bitter dispute, and I'm never going to shut the door to talks, and I will do my best to see if we can start 2026 off on a better foot, but there does need to be a closing of the gap between the BMA's expectations and not just the government's but the public's ability to afford what they're asking for.
This is a question for the PA I was going to ask you. Is the flu season really a bad one, or is it just earlier than usual?
This has been a very challenging season for us on flu, partly because it's come early, partly because we've had a new strain that's provided real challenges to the health service. We're not yet sure if it's peaked. It's too early to make a call on that. And what we do know is that flu, combined with usual winter pressures, combined with strikes, are making this an extremely challenging winter for the NHS. And that's not just over these 5 days of strike action. I'm very worried about what the coming weeks will look like, because that's often when you see the knock-on consequences following strike action in terms of the impact, the disruption. So my focus right now is to get the NHS through these 5 days of strike action, to help the service recover and get through the coming weeks, and to make sure we start 2026 putting our foot down on the accelerator on that road to recovery for the NHS.